Well, let's get to another HerbRally guest question from Theresa. And Theresa asks, as more people are caring for their elderly loved ones, what advice would you give to address edema in the legs and its frequent infections and pain? Thank you.
Well, depends on the cause of the edema. Generally, we use diuretics to treat edema, and those just move the water out through the kidneys. In elders, sometimes it's congestive heart failure, in which case that's a much more serious issue and which can be treated. I've treated it many times with good success. That's a bit complicated to go into here. I'll mention one herb that does treat congestive heart failure, and that's the herb arjuna. That's an Ayurvedic herb, Arjuna. That's a bark, and it's more or less identical to hawthorn berry. So many of your readers know about hawthorn berry. So either one, they're about the same gram for gram. They do similar things, but the dose has to be high enough to facilitate the heart to beat with greater force to be able to push the blood around the body effectively to grab that water and bring it into the kidneys. So one might consider, let's say, 30-gram doses as tea of either hawthorn berry or arjuna. But otherwise, we're going to use a diuretic. Simple dandelion leaf is likely to work really well. That's really well tolerated, easily available, tastes pretty decent. So you can consume that as juice. You can put the dandelion leaves fresh right through your juicer. You can eat them in a salad. Dried dandelion you'd use as a tea. Typical dose of dandelion is about 15 grams as tea. That's 15 grams of the dried herb cooked into tea. But you want to, with all these suggestions, you want to start with a smaller amount and work up gradually because you don't want to have a situation where the person is overwhelmed with the diuresis and just has to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. If you give some people, if you give them 15 grams of dried dandelion cooked into tea and they drink the whole thing, they'll be in the bathroom every 5 minutes for the next 4 hours. So you want to just start with a small amount and work up, and divided doses throughout the day likely to work. But that's a good suggestion generally.
Thank you. Does the name Arjuna come from the Bhagavad Gita? Do you know?
Yes, exactly.
That's cool. Yeah, that was the protagonist, I want to say. It's been a while.
That's right. No, you're
Uh,
absolutely right.
awesome.